in accordance with applicable law. This means that members of the public body, as well as members of the public, may access this meeting via virtual means. Participants may access the meeting through the remote meeting link is posted on the meeting agenda and through the town's online calendar. When required by law or allowed by the chair, persons wishing to provide public comment or otherwise participate in the meeting may do so by raising their hand or otherwise signaling their intent to speak. This meeting will be recorded by HCAM. Please take care to mute your microphone unless you have been recognized by the chair. We'll now confirm attendance of members of the commission and staff. Please respond with present if you're on the call. Melissa?
Present.
Jim?
He put in the chat that he's here, but he can't unmute or do video.
Present.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, Janine?
Here.
And Matt still hasn't joined, but we have a quorum with my presence. So staff, Kim,
Present.
Anna,
Present.
and Joe with Lucas Environmental.
Present.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Okay, let's jump into the work session items, documents for review. We have Johnson, 132 Lumber Street, a 1-year extension permit. Trulio, 100 Ash Street, a certificate of compliance. And DeLeo, 44 Stony Brook Road, a certificate of compliance. Any outstanding issues with these, Kim?
Nope, they're all pretty standard permits.
Okay. All right. Draft minutes for review. We have September 12th and September 26th.
Through the chair.
Yes. Anna.
Can we just have a vote to approve those documents to have Kim sign them, please?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's only been 2 weeks, but yeah, if we can get a motion to have Kim sign on behalf of the commission members present, please.
I'll make that motion.
And a second.
Second.
And we'll do the roll call vote. Melissa,
Aye.
Janine,
Aye.
Jim,
Jim may need to use the chat. I don't know, Jim, if you can.
Jim, I just had you enter the meeting. Just if you can go into the chat and confirm that aye on the chat, okay? And I'm an aye. All right, so the motion passes. Draft minutes for review. If I can get, or were there any questions or comments on the minutes for September 12th or September 26th? If not, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second.
And we'll do the roll call. Melissa,
Aye.
Janine,
Aye.
Jim,
Oh, hi. Hi. Finally.
aye. And is that an aye or a nay?
That's an aye.
Okay, thanks, Jim. And I'm an aye. All right. Okay, and Matt is coming into the meeting now, Anna. Okay, accelerating the climate resilience grant announcement. Kim, you have some good news for us?
I do. Let me pull up the summary sheet here. So I just wanted to announce to folks, in case you didn't already hear, but Hopkinton has been awarded $35,000 from MAPC's Accelerating Climate Resilience Grant funding. The funding will be used to develop a climate action plan for Hopkinton, which focuses on building a framework for actionable steps towards climate resiliency and decarbonization. As you can see on the screen, there's going to be a drop-in event, focus groups, and 3 open houses. So I'm strongly encouraging the commission's participation in the process. I know that I'll be working with our sustainability coordinator throughout this planning process. And, if you want to shoot me an email after the meeting and let me know if you're interested, I can get you on the email list to be plugged into this process. So I just wanted to shout out to Julia Chun, our sustainability coordinator, thank her for her work, congratulate her, and say that, myself and I'm sure the commission looks forward to assisting with this planning effort.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, if you can put the commission members on the email list, that would be awesome. And, a shout out to Julia for sure.
Yep. And you can read the full, winning proposal I threw in the meeting link. So you can kind of read through the draft action plan is already together. So good read. Recommend it.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Great. So moving along with the work session items, we have 20th Century Homes, 5 Whisper Way and 3 Whisper Way. Both are requests for 2-year extension permits. Kim, you want to give us a little bit of background on this? I think there were some concerns with some of the ECBs at the site.
Yeah, so this is lots 3 and 4, I believe, in the Whisper Way development. I went out to the site today, a little late, but I made it. And these lots in particular, I wouldn't say that they are, they're not constructed, so they're not completely stabilized, but I would say that they're stable in terms of erosion. Here's some more photos. Unfortunately, I didn't get to upload mine yet. This one they both have like stone retaining walls and or grass strips. So I would recommend that we issue the request for extension on the lots. I believe they requested 2 years. I did keep walking through the rest of the subdivision, and I did notice that there are some spots, particularly on the roadway, I think that washed out in the last storm. And a lot of the lots are not stabilized. So I think, I do need to have a conversation with the developer about the timeline moving forward, and what can be done for stabilization in the interim. But in terms of these lots, I think I would recommend issuance of the extension, and then I'll have further conversations with the developer about replacing erosion controls and doing additional stabilization for the overall subdivision order, which is also coming up for extension here, probably at our next meeting.
Okay. Well, you're in luck because I think Craig Nation is on the call. Craig, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Chris is here too.
Oh, good evening, guys. How you doing?
Great.
I'm well, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Kim and I did speak briefly this afternoon, and so she had made mention that 3 and 5 Whisper are in a more positive light, but she did mention some concerns with the roadway order that's coming up, and just wanted to make mention that I'm open and receptive to whatever Kim's comments are going to be. So she just mentioned that we would connect over the next few days and address her concerns.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Okay. So are there any questions or comments from the commission members on the extension request for these 2 lots? If I can get a motion to approve the 2-year extension for 3 Whisper Way and 5 Whisper Way, please.
Through the chair.
Yep.
And to have signatures.
And
3-week jump. Thank
yep,
you.
thank you. Sorry, Kim. And to have Kim sign on behalf of the members present.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
And we'll do the roll call. Melissa,
Aye.
Janine,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Jim, And, okay, Jim's an aye via chat, and I'm an aye. Okay, great. Craig and Chris, thank you. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Thanks for the help.
Okay, yep, thank you. Okay, Vallis 76 Pine Island Road. This is a request for a 3-year extension permit.
Yep, so I can jump in here. This is a 3-year extension permit. This is an order of conditions for an after the fact boat dock and lift at 76 Pine Island Road. The applicant is still working through the Chapter 91 process. I believe that it ended up getting appealed, so it's taken them a little bit. They're kind of held up at the state. So I'm recommending issuance of this extension permit to allow the applicant to properly go through the state process.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kim. Questions, comments from the commission? Okay, if I can get a, okay. Sorry, did someone have a question or comment? Or was that just background noise? Okay, if I can get a motion to approve the 3-year extension permit for 76 Pine Island Road and to have Kim sign on behalf of the members present.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
And we'll do the roll call. Melissa,
Aye.
Janine,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay. Thank you. Okay, moving along, 60 Pine Island Road. This is a request for a certificate of compliance, a continuation. We had some discussion at the previous couple meetings. Kim, did you want to give us an update, please?
Sure, let me pull up some plans here.
So we had a little bit of additional impervious surface area that was installed that wasn't originally permitted. It looks like there was some naturalized lawn area that wasn't originally permitted.
Yep, so at the last meeting, we talked about the change in the orientation and size of the driveway, the change to the design of the retaining walls. They ended up being a little bit higher in height than originally proposed, and then the additional hardscaping and landscaping within the 50-foot buffer zone. The applicant did provide an updated as-built plan and a response as well. If the applicant or their representative would like to run through the response.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Keeley.
Hi. So there were.
Yeah, what firm are you with? Sorry.
I'm the homeowner.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So the 3 items that I had as outstanding from the last meeting, the stone wall height, I talked to Chuck in the building department, went in and applied for a permit. We had a sketch generated as he asked for. I called over there today and I'm just waiting to hear back on that. So I'm hoping that that's going to be closed out. That was I think the first time you'd mentioned Kim today. Any questions on that or?
No, I did receive word that you had applied with the building department, so.
Good. The driveway dimensions, the original driveway was straight. It's steep coming down. We talked to you asked in the last call the square footage changes. The initial design was 3,300 feet. We changed, yeah, good, you got it side by side. The new one as installed was 4,700 feet. We widened it and put a river rock perimeter around it, which will allow a fire vehicle to go down, as Chief Slayman at the time had requested, and Tom Poirier as well. and they signed off on it as part of the project. It reduces the pitch a little bit. I mean, it's still steep. It's still 11 degrees as opposed to 10. So it did increase. It's outside the buffer zone. The river rock definitely slows the water velocity down. We've done all we can do to mitigate that.
Okay. So the increase in the impervious area of the driveway was because of the fire department requirements. Is that correct?
No, so we wanted it to be curved from a safety standpoint. Yes, I guess ultimately, yes, the fire department said it needed to be wider. So there you go. They got a good picture of that coming down. So it was I don't know what it increased in the length, but it reduced the pitch. The old driveway that was there from the cabin that we removed was pretty steep. We joked that it'd be a great sledding hill, not in the car.
Okay. Okay. So, beautiful home, by the way.
Thank you.
Came out very nice. I guess, let me open it up to the commission members. There was, so the driveway was installed, a little bit larger than what was approved. There was a landscaped area, that the fire pit area that was installed in the patio that wasn't originally permitted, and that area in front of the lake there is all lawn area. Mr. Keeley, I don't know if you've listened to some of the kind of previous hearings where we've talked with folks who were doing development projects on the lake. But that strip there that Kim has brought up, we typically like to see that vegetated with, pollinators and kind of, natural type plantings and not lawn. That's kind of been the performance standard that the commission has looked for the past few years. So, let me open it up to comments or questions from commission members, because I think that's something that we need to address here.
Yeah, Jeff, I would agree with that it would be nice to have the filter strip of vegetation there that is not grass and sort of the native plantings that we've been doing on recent properties, especially because there's just so much hardscape and landscaping back there.
Right. Kim, you don't happen to have that the depiction of the the development, the strip there from the Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation that we've kind of, there we go. Yeah. So this is, Mr. Q, this is kind of what the commission, and we'll get to it in a second here, is looking for in terms of with new development projects on the lake, this section that is parallel to the water there, that typically, and Kim, if you can maybe point to that. Yeah, all in that area in there. That's typically what we're looking for in terms of, that vegetative strip. So not lawn area, but, native plantings kind of along the lines of what you're seeing there. Does that make sense?
Was that to me or to Kim? I'm sorry.
That was to you. Yep.
I see what you've shown here. We wouldn't have access to get to the boat or anything, but I think more importantly, it was what existed before was a sloped grassed area. We've improved and stabilized the area by putting in the terracing, reduced significantly the amount of grass area that was there, flattened it out, and stabilized it. I think if we were to try to replant that, we'd wind up with dirt and runoff that, and mulch that would get into the lake. So we actually deliberately put that there to act as a filter for any water and runoff.
I disagree with you somewhat. I don't think if it's vegetated that it's going to result in runoff, and dirt going into the lake because it is, and it is an improvement for sure. I mean, but, there was grass and kind of dirt there before. But again, that vegetative strip that Kim showed, it looks like it's 2 or 3 feet wide. That's all grass. I think what the commission is looking for is to have that, or the majority of that, with native plantings. That can be a portion, maybe a 4 or 5 foot wide section that's grass area to allow you access to get down to the lake. Just the entire strip being grass is just something that, we don't, it's not something that we're permitting at this point.
We could reduce some of the grass. I'd have to figure out how to do that, but we just need to get down to where the boat dock is and the lake.
Okay, well, maybe you can work with Kim and Anna on,
Jeff.
taking a look at that. Yep. Is that Jim?
Yeah, just a question. Did Kim just put up the pre-existing conditions, the photo of that red house? Were those down by the
Through the
lake?
chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Down by the lake.
Yeah, so these are the photos that were in the file. So I'm assuming these are the pre-existing conditions.
Correct.
For 7/2020. Yeah.
Correct.
Can you show the current conditions?
Yeah, so that's the strip that we're kind of referring to
Right.
there, Mr. Keeley. So, portion of that where the stairs come down, and then coming towards, the picture, or the area where the person took the photograph, to get access to the boat ramp there. I think, the commission is amenable to having, that section grass, just not the entire strip. And, again, if maybe it makes sense for you to work with Kim and Anna on determining, what the native planting should be and the location. Kim, does that make sense to you?
It does. I mean, I would add that, I think the intent of the commission is to have a more naturalized area here. It does look like, this is, while it's beautifully landscaped, it does seem like this level of upkeep would require, some inputs in terms of fertilization possibly. And that's kind of the intent of the commission, is to keep those nutrients out of the lake.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that is
I'm with
the
you.
stuff that's supercharging the weeds.
Right.
Essentially. So that's kind of the end game here is, we're trying to keep the water quality in the lake as high as possible.
Sure.
Okay. So Mr. Keeley, if you can work with, Kim and Anna,
Okay.
the commission will defer to their judgment on this. They're the experts, of course. And Joe Orzel from Lucas, Joe, if you had any comments at this point, you can jump in as well.
Yeah, none at this point. I think the suggestions for some naturalized plantings are good.
Okay, great. Thank you, Joe. Okay, Mr. Keeley. So, if you want to
What's the
touch,
best way to do that, Kim? I just email you, set up a call, or should I try to sketch something up and send it over to you? I like your input on the planting, so.
Yeah, let's coordinate. Let's set up a call and then we can go from there.
Okay.
okay, great, Mr. Keeley. Thank you. Appreciate it, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, thank you.
So we're deferring the sign off until we've kind of walked through what we're going to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's move on to the new hearings. We're at 7:15 or thereabouts. Actually, 7:26. So Roy McDowell, Legacy Farm, 0 Main Street, or East Main Street. This is an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. Hopkinton Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, December 19th at 7. Virtually online to hear all persons interested in an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation filed by Legacy Farms to determine the limits and regulatory status of on-site wetland resources. The location is 0 East Main Street, assessment map R14, Block 9, Lot D. Good evening, Mr. Dowell.
Good evening. This is Mark Arn with Goddard Consulting here on behalf of the applicant. Roy is on the line as well.
Yep, good evening. Mark, how you doing?
So this is a very basic ANRAD application with the Conservation Commission to confirm the bordering vegetated wetlands on the property. The plan before you on the screen is the delineated wetlands on the property, wetland being on the top left corner there, being delineated with buffer zone in yellow, green being the wetland edge, and there also being another wetland finger to the south with, again, the buffer zone just going out of the property in that location. We do believe that Lucas has been on site, and we look forward to being able to meet him on site because there were a few items that he mentioned should be discussed in the field between us and him on any questions he had on our line.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arnold. Joe, Kim, did you have any comments or questions at this point?
Nothing to add, except that, Mark, I am looking at our schedule, hoping to be able to get out maybe end of the week, possibly. I will let you know as soon as I know on that.
Great. Thanks so much.
Okay, open up to questions or comments from the commission. And any questions or comments from the audience at this point? Let me just scroll through here. I don't see anyone's hand raised. Okay, Mr. Arnold, when would you like to continue this out to? Is our next meeting is the 9th? And
Yes,
then
please.
meeting, yep, January 9th.
Yes, we should be able to get a revised plan to you at least 1 week before that hearing.
Okay, great. Okay, is there a motion to continue the hearing to January 9th, please?
So moved.
So moved.
So Janine made the motion. Jim, second. And we'll do the roll call vote. Melissa,
Aye.
Janine,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, Mr. McDowell, Mr. Arnold, have a great holiday season. And we'll see you.
Thank you so
next
much.
Thank you very
month.
much. You as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So Grasshopper Energy continued, correct, Kim?
Yes, but also I need to mention that 0 Chestnut Street, 188, 1819, the ANRAD should have been on this agenda. It was continued to this meeting, and they have requested a continuance to the January 9th meeting. So we
Okay,
will see
great.
them on January 9th. They
Okay.
did not make the agenda, which was my fault, so I do apologize for that.
All right. Thank you, Kim. Okay, so Maspinock Woods is the next work session item. This is a request for a COC continuation. Kim, do you want to give us an update, please?
Sure, I don't have one.
Is anyone on the call from Maspinock Woods?
I'm here, Amanda Cavalieri with Carrier and Howland.
Oh, hi, Amanda.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
You have an update for us?
Quick update. I sent it late in the day, but I did send an annual inspection report to Kim and Anna to take a look at. So that's been completed, and we're still working with the wetland scientist on the approach for the invasives, and should have an update at the next meeting.
Okay. So we'll continue. Excuse me. Sorry. Let me open it up to questions or comments from commission members.
Amanda, I did get the report. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Amanda. And I don't think we need to vote to continue this to the 9th. We'll just see you next year.
You got it. Have a great holiday, everyone.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 71 South Street, moving along, a request for an invalid certificate of compliance. This is an oldie but a goodie. Kim?
Yeah, this is number 11. This is I believe, the granite. They sell granite at this building.
Yeah,
it is coming. Yeah, it's coming up for sale. So the title research has popped up with this old certificate. The work completed under the approved under the certificate was never completed, and there was some subsequent orders that do have certificates. So this is really just an invalid oldie. So that we're requesting for the commission to sign off on. Anna, do you have anything to add to that?
I do not. I was actually, well, sorry, I guess I do. I was able to confirm that a building permit was originally applied under this order, but there was a note that it was canceled and never confirmed. So that does double confirm what our records indicated, that no work was done under this order.
Okay. Okay. So has there been a purchase and sale signed on this, Anna? Do you know what's going on, or just curious?
I'm not aware of who the current buyer is. We did get a couple different inquiries, but I don't know the company that is most recently looking into it.
Okay. Okay. If I can get so questions or comments from the commission?
Through the chair?
Yep. Go ahead, Kim.
I just want to thank Anna for being the master of old historic file research. So kudos to her for finding file 11 and rummaging through it.
This is a record, isn't it?
Anna could have been a detective.
I was gonna say, I told you last meeting that we were gonna beat that low file number pretty soon. So
there's only 10 more to go.
Okay, so doesn't look like there's any questions from commission members. So if I can get a motion to approve the invalid COC and to have Kim sign on behalf of the members present.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
And we'll do the roll call. Melissa.
Aye.
Janine.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Matt.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay. Well, I think this was a record for a quick meeting, only half an hour.
This is a
That's
record.
amazing.
Yeah.
I can still make it to my CPC meeting.
All right. So I guess we'll, if there's a motion to adjourn the meeting, and hopefully everyone has a nice. We have our newest member here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
It's adorable. I hope that's not one of your grandkids.
I'll be dropping this off to Kim and Anna this week at some point.
Aww.
Kermie. So is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion and say Merry Christmas all.
And a second.
Second.
And we'll do the roll call. Melissa.
Aye.
Janine.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. All right, guys. Happy holidays, everyone. Have a great holiday season with your family, and we'll see you next year.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays,
And Happy New
everyone.
Year.
Yeah, I think
See you
everyone-
next year.
Take care,
Bye.
guys. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.